Hi, before I start, I just want to let you know that I now stream my games live on Twitch. Username is WheatleyT, and then after I am done with them, I post edited videos onto YouTube. Basically, this night I started off with 2 total deaths, 104 kills, and I'm going to be by Eranin 2 at a federal distress signal. This video is fairly heavily edited. It was my first time streaming Twitch, so I was running in window mode as well, and I don't know if it will come out on the YouTube compression, but there was a fair amount of screen tearing, and my first contact here was a human player, and I was completely unprepared for that. I was really not expecting any kind of a fierce challenge that early in my Twitch broadcast, and this guy really didn't give me much of a chance, which is okay. You know, it's one of those things that I needed to learn, which is to be ready. You know, as soon as you start playing, you know, these guys are out there. You know, one of those learning experiences. I repurchased the old loadout, and I have to admit I was a little bit annoyed both at myself and at you know, the situation for letting myself get killed on my first contact. So headed straight back, sort of hoping I could find the same guy, but I don't think I ever did. And back at the federal distress signal now, same location, just by Eranin 2. And like on previous videos, it's a location where you have to try to defend the well, you can either defend or attack the mothership or the local forces. It depends which side you select. I select to work with the Federals, and that means I am attacking the Eranin Defense Forces. And on the radar, they are the red blips. And the reason why human players can attack each other here without any kind of legal ramifications is because human players are free to choose whichever side they want, and if they select the opposite side, then I can kill them without any kind of issue. So there we go, I've just selected a human player. It's not the person who got me, it is Backer 55037, which means he hasn't yet got his commander name saved in the game. So there we go, we are officially underway with my kill count, and it's just quite surprising that there's been a human death and a human kill already at this point. Normally there's a hell of a lot more NPC kills before I even see another human on the opposite side. Like I said earlier, I did do a lot of editing out here, so for the kind of boring kills, I have just basically edited it to the point where you see me killing them. The more interesting kills, I've left more in, or what looked more interesting when I was quickly skipping through during the editing process. So yeah, the more interesting ones, you'll see a little bit of a longer clip, and with the human ones, I think I didn't put any of those out. It was kind of a hack job to edit this up, but like I said, I now stream on Twitch, so you can actually see the raw capture footage on my Twitch, which I will repeat the username. What was WheatleyT? That's WheatleyT. And basically there you can see every single thing uncut, all the travel time, everything. So if you want to go and watch that, you can do. And if you want to catch a Twitch stream, I normally game at kind of 11 p.m. Central US, which is Chicago. If you type into Google what time is it in Chicago, that will allow you to compare your time with my time. And it's kind of random nights. It's quite rare for me to do it two nights in a row. But anyway, as you've seen, since that human player killed me, I really haven't been threatened too much, and I've just spotted another human here, which is Commander Bryant Hoss Hardwin. So that's another player, human player. In fact, there were so many human players around at this point that there was a little bit of lag that I've not experienced that much before. But it did still seem to, well, it appeared to register hits, and it definitely registered the kills, so, you know, I don't really mind one way or another. Something that was interesting that I noticed here, if you look at the scanner, you can see the white targets there. Those are missiles that the NPCs are firing towards the capital ship, and I really haven't seen them doing that before when I've been in one of these areas. So it was interesting to see them doing that.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
It's always a little bit more interesting attacking these ships around the mothership, because they will often try to use it for cover, and they just do more interesting things than what they do in open space. In open space, they'll either try to do what this guy is doing, which is loop around and essentially make it difficult for me to target him, or they will run, and when they run away, they'll usually be faster than me. They'll go twirling away, and then eventually they will come back to attack me, and I just end up in a head-to-head shootout, which, really those kind of kills aren't that interesting. So I do sometimes like to stay real close to the ship, because the kills are just more interesting that way.
Target destroyed. Under attack. Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
The other human player, who is the hollow green triangle on my scanner, the last two kills that you've seen there, I didn't get the bounties for them. He actually got them because he got the what the game considers to be the kill shot. But I like I've said in a previous video, you can think two ways about that, really. You can be annoyed at someone for stealing your kills, if you feel like they are doing, or, you can just accept that they're on the same side as you. Really, however many enemies get killed, that's the point of being there, really. If eventually Frontier make it so that sort of battles like this have an effect on the political outcomes of each system, where eventually the Federals might actually own the Eranin system, then, we're here not only fighting for the bounties, but we're here fighting for that reason too. It's to advance the Federal cause, and that's why when we would go into one of these areas, we would choose to fight for them. And I mean, also it might be eventually that we will look on the bulletin board like we did in the previous couple of Elite games, and you will have the Federals offering you a job, and maybe that job will be to come to somewhere like this and defend a ship, and if you can survive however many waves or however many attacks, or can kill a certain amount, then you'll progress to a higher rank in the Federal Navy. That might be eventually what the point is to this. It might not just be for these random events. There might be actual scripted events that you and other human players have to go in to actually change the actual political allegiance of a system. You never know.
Target destroyed.
That one there,
Under attack.
I actually thought that I had finished him off, and then for some reason I hadn't, so he came back to try to attack me, so I had to turn around and finish him off. I'm not sure if it was lag or something else, or whether I just thought that I had got him down to 0% or not, but I turned away and he never exploded, and then, you know, a few seconds later he was firing at me. Here, just waiting for this guy to stick his head out from behind the mothership. And like I said, you know, when they fly away out into open space, there's really only two things that can happen, you know, when you're in a well-armed fighter. They're going to fly away and possibly get out of range even. But then when they come back, you're going to be head-to-head with them, exactly like I am now. And then it's just a case of who can get the hull down first. In my case, I want to take his hull down before he can take my shields down, so that I don't suffer any damage, obviously. Now here, I think I had seen a human ship, so I was using this, the mothership as kind of cover to hopefully make myself difficult to see. And he's actually facing to the left right now. Now he's facing towards me, so I boost thinking that he's noticed me. But when he loops back round again, I realise that he hasn't. And what's actually happening is that he's in a dogfight with someone else who's there, trying to loop around to get them back in his target. So I just open fire when he's facing to the side,
Target shields offline.
so he hopefully can't even see where the fire is coming from. And now he's facing away from me, which obviously there's just no chance for him to do anything. And there he goes. So that was another human kill, and then I've moved straight onto another NPC here, who is now dead as well.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
Again, I apologise for any kind of tearing in the image. I'm not sure, again, how much of it will show in YouTube, but this was the first time I had run Elite Dangerous in window mode, and I had run it in window mode so that it would be a bit more stable when I was alt-tabbing out of it. But for next time when I stream on Twitch, which is what I was doing, I will have it full screen. So you shouldn't see any tearing. If you don't know what tearing is, then you probably don't need to know what it is. This guy here, it was quite funny. I tried to block him in against the ship, and then he found a way to escape and clipped the ship on his way out of where I had trapped him, and that basically killed him, but I just shot off a few rounds to make sure that I got credited for the kill. A little bit of lag here, which made it a little bit difficult.
Target destroyed. Under attack. Target shields
I think I might have said in a previous video, but I will often try to attack a Sidewinder from the top. So basically the side with the cockpit on. I will try to fire on that, and I'll try to fire at the cockpit. The way you can tell with a Sidewinder where the top or the bottom is that the bottom is quite flat and the top is rounded. And I'll often try to fire towards the cockpit because it seems to disable them a lot quicker, which is what you would expect, really.
Target shields.
But if I think I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but if not, there you go.
Target destroyed.
And the top also, it has the what I think are vents on the top, which look kind of like a chevron pattern. That's another way to tell where the top is as well. If it happened to be kind of square on, where you couldn't tell if it was curved, there's the chevrons on there too at either side of the cockpit windows. So this edit, I spent a while editing it, and it really didn't cut down the length as much as I was hoping it would. I think I was out there. Complete gameplay was probably about an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere around there, and I think with editing and everything, it's still 51 minutes. So I might not do this much editing again, but either way, if you like to see unedited stuff, you can go to my Twitch, which is Wheatley Tea. That's the profile. And if you look on recent broadcasts or past broadcasts, I think it says past broadcasts, you'll actually see this night is the only one which is there right now, and it's from Saturday night. So for most of the UK, it'll show as being, Sunday morning at about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So yeah, if you want to view the full thing uncut, then you can view it on Twitch. In future, I don't think I will edit this much for YouTube. It'll be similar to my previous few videos, rather than this one. I just didn't feel like in this video there was an awful lot of interesting kills. It was almost, it was a little bit easy. Even the human kills, it wasn't like they were challenging, because none of them really were able to return fire, I don't think. So yeah, it's this night, although there's a lot of kills, it wasn't terribly exciting. And I've just spotted another human player on the scanner. Selected him now. He's actually heading straight towards me, so I'm thrusting to the side, hoping that I can get behind him, or at the side of him at least, so he's flying away from me. Unfortunately, I am firing on his bottom side, and now on his rear. It's a Commander Belric. Now I'm firing on his top side, and he's actually looping around trying to come and get me. But obviously I tried to directionally thrust and everything to stay away from that. He might actually be trying to run now, but too little too late.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Warning, under attack. Target destroyed.
Don't think I got credit for that one. I think there was too much fire coming in from another friendly.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Currently on 148 total kills, which means I think I've
Target shields offline.
had 44 kills, I think, so far during this night. I think I was on 104 before I started, and it would be 44 for the night if I was on 104, which I think I was. I can't remember.
Target destroyed.
Obviously, with Frontier resetting the stats, you know, there's a lot of
Target destroyed.
players that have the alpha that are kind of switching off a little bit because you know, you kind of lose motivation a little bit when you've already been through this and then it gets taken away again. But my motivation for keeping going is because I want to show some videos where I'm in the Cobra, you know, and showing what that can do in combat. So the reason why I keep doing this and keep battling away in the Sidewinder when, you know, a lot of players might say, well, you know, you're just doing the same thing. Well, yeah, it's because I want to be able to take a Cobra to the high intensity, you know, combat areas, because you can't really take a Sidewinder to those. And I basically want to be able to show you what the Cobra can do. Because although I had it in the alpha previously, and when they injected credits towards the end of the alpha, I had it again. This is a completely different game to what it was when I had the Cobra. So, you know, areas like this, the low intensity combat, high intensity combat, even, you know, player versus player, I want to see what it's like in a Cobra, and
Target shields offline.
that's why I keep doing this. I think when and if they reset the stats again, to where I will have to grind it out in a Cobra, I don't really know how long my patience will last, so if they reset the stats anytime soon, I might kind of give the game a miss for a little while and then try it again when there's a major feature that I want to try, you know, that they bring in. But yeah, I'm grinding away right now because I want to play this version of this game in a Cobra as soon as I can.
shields offline. Warning, under attack.
This guy did a very good job with his kind of head-to-head attack on me there. I lost 2/3 of my shields.
Target destroyed.
But most of the time when you go head-to-head with one of these guys, they've already lost their shields by the time they even start firing at me. So, you know, I feel pretty safe most of the time anyway.
Target destroyed.
And, you know, like I said before, I actually quite like getting these guys, you know, where they're kind of stuck against
Target shields offline.
an object, whether it's me or whether it's, you know, a bigger ship or whatever. You know, if I can be laterally thrusting at the side of them, stopping them, you know, kind of rolling over the top of me, then that's what I'm going to do. Like here, as he is trying to roll over the top of me, I will be have my engines in reverse, and I will be laterally thrusting upwards. And the only thing he can do is what he did, which is to pull away from me, because he can't pull towards me anymore because I'm there. So he pulls away, and basically that just exposes him to my fire. So I'll do that most often with Cobras, because their kind of looping speed, their you know, rate of pitch is bad to where I can take advantage of that. You won't see me do it as often with a Sidewinder. Most combat with a Sidewinder, it just invariably ends up like that, where I'm just flying straight towards them, firing my guns.
Target destroyed.
Just following his trails right there to try to get to him, but unfortunately I was I should have had my engines in reverse there to be able to get him, which is what I did that time, but he was still too fast. This guy's a tricky little pilot. You'll notice at certain times I will look up to track a target, and then when I feel like it's going to be out of visual range, I'll look down at the scanner and I'll use the scanner instead to kind of see where they are. Here, I obviously knew that he was going to be within range for me to look for him, and by being able to follow him with the track IR like that, I was literally able to open fire as soon as it would have been possible to do so. Without a track IR, I would have been using the scanner, and then the chances of me lining up my guns exactly with him, you know, at the earliest possibility, would have been a lot more slim. And this guy's a damn good pilot,
Target destroyed.
but I think you saw the track IR go left to right there. I think it's because when I eventually killed that guy, I don't think I got a bounty for it, because I think someone else got the what they consider to be the kill shot. So I was shaking my head in complete and utter dismay that I had spent that long tracking and trying to get that guy, and then someone else got the kill anyway.
Target destroyed.
And I don't know how many of you are going to be following E3, but apparently the Frontier guys are going to be at E3.
Target destroyed.
I'm quite excited. I'm sure that there's going to be things that they're going to be showing at E3 that we're going to get pretty soon. They seem to have always done that. You know, they'll show something at a trade show or something which is in internal testing within Frontier, and we will usually get it in the alpha pretty soon afterwards. So I think the chances of them showing something really cool are pretty high, and then the chances of me being able to show you a video of it in greater detail than they will have done at E3 are pretty high too. So I will try to make sure that I mention in a video when I'm kind of showing you something that's like that. Like I very early in the alpha, or very early for me in the alpha, I did kind of close up, videos of the outside of stations and stuff like that, just showing the models really, and I'll make sure to do that if there's any new kind of content or anything that comes in. I've actually been wanting to take the time to travel to each planet and just show it to you, and I think maybe if they do another stats reset, that might be one of the first things I do, because it'll be something which is different for me than going out and grinding again to try to earn this money that I feel like I've already earned. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind for a future video when they next do a stat reset, and just kind of show you the different kind of planetary bodies, different stars, some of the effects. Maybe follow around the odd ship or two and show you the externals there as well. But probably before a stats reset, I kind of don't want to waste my player. I think they did decide Frontier did decide in the pre-alpha that you would be able to have 5 save games. So, for example, if you wanted game 1 to be a trader, game 2 to be a pirate, game 3 to be a bounty hunter, etc., you can do all of those things. That's great. But currently in the alpha, you have the 1 save game. Or in the beta, you have the 1 save game. So I kind of don't want to waste time while I'm trying to be earning money for a Cobra on showing planets and stuff. But it's in my head now, so I'm sure I'll do it at some point. I was kind of expecting him to go down there, and then he just threw it into full reverse, so caught me out a bit there. And of course, in a situation like that, where you're following another ship, and he loops around, or tries to loop around an object, you have to use lateral thrust. Like when I was flying towards the mothership there, I had to thrust downwards to basically miss that ship, and I was able to keep my guns pointed at my target while I moved my ship straight down. Because otherwise, you're going to have to take your guns off your target if you don't use the directional thrust. The lag was noticeably worse. This was Saturday night, and I think in my previous video, I think it was Thursday night, my previous video was from, the lag was noticeably worse at the same time of night on Saturday night, and I think obviously it's related to the number of players. And you can tell there's more players. I mean, I have been seeing another green player on the scanner the whole time that I've been here tonight. I've killed multiple human players on the other side, and those guys just were not there on Thursday. There was more players around, but they all seemed to be trading, etc., etc. And that's a good visual indication of how you have to be aware of your surroundings. When I was thrusting upwards there, I knew that I was close to the mothership, so I was quite careful, and as soon as it appeared in my peripheral vision, I stopped. There I was about to attack an NPC, and then I noticed a human enemy back at 48115 on the scanner, and he is cockpit up. There you go, he's cockpit up, and able to take him out.
Target destroyed.
This guy was quite funny. He actually went out of range for me to target him.
Under attack.
So I basically had to wait for him to come back to attack me before I could, be able to fire on him again. And it's getting to the point right now where I'm having a real hard time finding any enemy fighters to attack. So I'm kind of looking around and managed to find one here, but there's another human player who is attacking it as well.
Target destroyed.
So just looking around for another target. Couldn't see any, so I decided to pick up a canister of hydrogen fuel that one of the human players had dropped when I had killed him. And then just looking for a target here. You can see it's a red, it's a yellow dancing blip right now, and once it gets in range I see that it's green, so it's a friendly. And I kept searching around and really didn't find anybody, so decided to head back to the station and see exactly how many credits I'm going to need to buy a Cobra, because on a fairly standard night, I feel like I can make about 20,000 credits, and currently I have 75,200. Just entered Super Cruise, and I was interdicted, which means I was interrupted by a couple of pirates in Eagles. As soon as I saw that they were in Eagles, because if there were a couple of Sidewinders, I would consider taking them on. But as soon as I saw they were in Eagles, I put power to my engines and started to boost away. I just have to get a little bit of range to be able to switch my Super Cruise back on, which they pulled me out of. I was in Super Cruise and then they pulled me out, which Frontier have said we will be able to do to other players at some point, so that should be interesting. Okay, there we go, back in Super Cruise, so unless they pull me out again, I should be fairly safe. The speed at the bottom left, currently 330, 300. Just looking at Azaban there, which is a planet. So I'm now under the speed I need to be. I'm at like 140 and I just have to be under 200 to come out of Super Cruise safely. Distance to the target, 400, 300, 200, 100. And I came out of Super Cruise there, right by the station that I was flying to. And requested docking. I tend to use directional thrust to kind of align myself here. I'm still moving forward, but I'm also using the downward thrust to get myself there, and then I obviously roll. And I see another ship moving around inside there, so I just make sure that clear of him towards docking bay 12, and repairs first of all, because a little bit of damage. There we go. So remember, I have 75,000 credits and I need 112,000 credits, so possibly 2 more nights of combat and I should have enough. Whether that will happen soon, I don't know. Maybe Monday night, Tuesday night, somewhere around there, I'll be able to get a night in. Anyway, saving the game now. Let's go and look at the stats at the end of the night. And we see 251 minutes played, 3 deaths, 170 kills, 9 human kills, and 161 NPCs. So tonight was quite a good night as well. See you next time. Make sure you check me out on Twitch if you see that I come online. You can follow me there, Wheatley Tea, or subscribe here. Thanks, bye.